Well, it's been a while since we've done one of these.
Yeah, about 3 years.
3 years? What about the Valentine skits?
Bruh, those don't count.
No, I think they count.
Shut up! Now, everyone's been hounding us to do this Baki versus Kengan video.
In a fight?
No, not in the fight.
Cause Baki's spanking, like straight up folding Ohma's ass all up the court, bruh. Like not a competition.
Yeah, I know, we're not talking about a fight.
He is way faster, way stronger. Hell, if freaking Ohma's ass at the end of the series.
Shut the fuck up! We are not talking about them all fighting each other because we all know that Baki stomps all day. But what we are talking about is the quality of each series because we've read each to completion.
Ooh, spicy. So what are the categories?
I was thinking we could look at training scenes,
Right.
fights, art style / anime,
Okay.
characters, and just overall story.
Alright, I'm all for it, bro, but some of these just seem like they kind of be blowouts, you know?
That's why everything is subjective.
Dope.
When it comes to training scenes, I think it's pretty clear cut that Baki takes a win here. Kengan Ashura's manga has a great artistic style, and the fact it's by the creator of How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift,
Which you should watch our series on. Hit that bell icon and subscribe.
does give each character great details in their fight style descriptions, but it lacks quite a few training scenes until Kengan Omega. While in Baki you can get a pretty motivational one each arc to get your ass in the gym pumping weights and hitting heavy back. Kengan's training is more for the martial art itself, which is great, but Baki is more for all-around fitness, so I'm def going to be giving it the win here.
You know, I do agree, but I feel like we should talk about Ohma's underwater shadow boxing at some point.
We'll cover that later. Now for this, I feel like we have to look at the choreography of the fight scenes, because for Baki fights, while they are hype and incredibly intense, you gotta admit, they are highly exaggerated. While the fights in Kengan are pretty much just dumbbell non-kilo explanations with martial arts, the artist does a great job at describing the move being used, the form, the practice, and the detail that goes into that move. With Baki, while a lot of the fights are friggin' badass and get your blood pumping, a lot of the choreography can come down to one powerful massive strike, seeing the damage of that strike, and then narration of what they did to accomplish that strike. With Kengan, a lot of the fights not only incorporate different styles, but the choreography really gives you a feel for the moves if you've ever practiced them in their gym before. You know, if you've done jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, pro wrestling, sumo, boxing, etc. You just get such a feel for them in Kengan than compared to Baki.
But are we gonna ignore the elephant in the room?
What?
Do you really think Kengan would exist without Baki? Because real talk and Kengan, there's a bit too much stuff that's a bit overly familiar, you know? I mean, just look at Baki and Ohma, the characters.
I ain't gonna front. There is some very clear influence in Kengan from Baki, but I mean, influences aren't a bad thing. We wouldn't have Jason Voorhees without Michael Myers or Luffy without Goku, and you love both of them.
You right. I mean, you ain't even gonna change the hair.
Anyway, from the diverse fights and the manga's choreography, I gotta give it to Kengan. Now I know this is subjective, but y'all gotta admit, Baki can look pretty ugly.
Oh, Baki can look ugly, Mr. Berserk on Netflix.
Oh, for fuck's sake. My name is Tokita Ohma. Do you want to fight with me?
I get it.
Look how my punch goes from competent to lagging frames.
Oh, okay, you want to play. So you want to talk about that Baki Season 3 CGI. They got rid of that in the second half.
Alright, when it comes down to anime, I think it's pretty fair to give it to Baki. I mean, Seasons 1 and 2 did look rough, but they were charming in a way. And the Netflix Season 3 Baki, which if you only watch the Netflix Baki, it's just Season 3, and you need to watch the first 2 seasons to understand why the show is called fucking Baki in the first place.
You always bring that up.
Cause they asses need to learn! The Netflix Baki when it's 2D looks phenomenal and makes you excited for Season 4. And the manga for Baki, while very interesting in its art style choices, is incredibly well drawn. While Kengan Ashura's anime had some decent fights overall, I wouldn't tell someone it looks great, especially when you read the manga first and see how outstanding that is. To give you a similar situation, I'll put it to you like this. Let's say you went to a low-key restaurant you knew about, right? And they gave you a delicious burger every time you went in. And each time you left satisfied.
What if they don't like burgers?
Say fucking pizza! I don't care! Then you learn this burger, or whatever food you want, place is about to become mainstream successful. So they can't put as much time and effort into the burgers anymore, and they start to come out like these basic McDonald's cheeseburgers. They're still edible, but not as satisfying, especially compared to the gourmet ones you used to eat. But now a bunch of people worldwide are eating these cheaper burgers who've never tasted the original, and they're going, damn, this is a good burger, just because it's all they've ever known. And if they go back and try the original, some may say, damn, this burger's even better. Well, some will be like, man, it takes too long to get these burgers. I just want something I can eat fast.
Dude, can we go to Five Guys after this?
The point is, the Kengan manga is clearly a great piece of work, while the Netflix version has solid voice acting, but overall can be pretty underwhelming, and actually cuts a lot of the stuff out that you appreciate from the manga story.
So it's pretty much a tie here. Glad you're putting some respect on Baki's name.
Alright, look, excluding Yujiro and Baki, for the rest of the characters in the series, I kind of find them overall to be a bit boring and too comparable. I mean, this dude, Bullseye62 on Reddit, said it best: if I described to you a character who not only loves to fight, but also their philosophy is based on fighting, I would describe pretty much every main character in Baki. And they all pretty much have this same exaggerated, similar personality when fighting, and have this sneering thing of, oh well, I want to go fight because that's what I love to do. And that is great, and I'm not trying to diss or anything like that, but when everyone is oh so similar, it can start to get a bit dull besides the main characters we follow, while characters in Kengan Ashura feel a lot more diverse. Ohma, the stoic but excitable fighter; Rihito, the lady-loving superhuman; Mr. Yamashita, the squarely businessman; the entire Kure clan. I cannot just pick one of them, even though I love you, Carla. Freaking Kaede tsundere ass. And of course the GOAT, Sekibayashi, or I can never say Jun's first name properly, but y'all know who I'm talking about, the great wrestler of the series, have like this great camaraderie relationship between all of them. And the comedy in Kengan Ashura is just absolute gold with their interactions. The author of Kengan is superb, he's just like absolutely great at comedy writing. While in Baki, it's more of an awkward humor, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of the personalities in Baki are the same or damn near super close to each other, while in Kengan, so many personalities stand out and are a lot more memorable.
Oh, I completely agree. Two characters don't make a series, so Kengan takes it.
The story of Baki comes down to Baki training hard enough to be able to beat his father and watching his growth as a fighter through the entire series until their eventual battle. Along the way, there are many interesting opponents, training scenes, and we see Baki grow from a smart-ass cocky firecracker to a humble beast. Now, personally, some of the arcs can be hit or miss, but they do keep you reading to see what is next for Baki to face. Now, there are some things in Baki where it does take itself so seriously that it can come off downright silly at times, and then there are some instances where you feel genuinely emotional for the stuff that is going on in Baki's life. Now, Baki is, as a series, is just highly exaggerated, and it's just a story of a boy trying to become the strongest man in the world and defeat his demigod father, and it's one hell of a ride all the way through. Now, Kengan, on the other hand, for the most part, the entire manga for the most of the series is just based on the tournaments billionaires use to overtake one another, which is each fighter having their, like, own personal reason to compete in these fights, and seeing all these different people, like, from all these different areas with these different fight scenes come and compete, and it's like really interesting in that regard. So it's pretty much just, you know, tournament arc the series. There are lots of great action, comedy, plot points, and you'll feel all sorts of emotions, especially when you get to that ending, but outside of it, it sticks to its guns and follows that formula. Nothing wrong with that, as I love the series, but overall I think Baki tried to do a bit more with its varying stories, and I can appreciate that. I love both, but right here I'm going to give the slight edge to Baki here, because if you followed the entire series, and even though it's still ongoing right now, just seeing Baki grow from boy to man was a great experience, and I really did appreciate it.
So it's a tie. What? Baki won training scenes, Kengan won fight scenes, they tied on art style, then Kengan won characters, and then Baki just won story. So overall, that's a tie, bro, and that's kind of anticlimactic if I'm being real. Crappy, right? This ain't Digimon, you can't end the video on a tie. Got it. Kengan Ashura has one thing objectively better than Baki. And what's that? Oh! Yes! Oh yeah, God, man. Oh, no doubt about that, my brother. Kengan wins. Yo, dudes and dudettes, thank you again for watching. This was a fun video to make, and yes, I am using Saber Spark's theme because it was made by a mutual friend of ours, Hirasashi, and I always like to just place in little things, and sorry bro, I just like to steal this video because it's just a really calm, chill theme. But thank you all for watching, and let me down below, what is your personal favorite? Use the categories and just rank for yourself, because remember, this is completely subjective. This is just my opinion on the matter. I love both series, and I always will love both series, and I just want to do this video because a lot of you were asking
asking me, and I felt like I have to do this video because I've actually read all of them to completion, and I like know the entire storyline for each of them, and I'm catching up on both of them now. Still reading Kengan Omega, still reading the new Baki stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to do this video. So let me know down below. And for those who actually got this far, those are the people I really appreciate a lot. The ones who actually get all the way to the ends of my videos, like watch it all the way through. I appreciate you. You are the real ones, and you're the ones I really appreciate the most for sticking with my channel, and you help me stay consistent, especially when I have all this like BS I'm going through like personally, and like I have to like work and do all this grind and stuff, but like y'all keep me motivated to stay goals. So if you got this far, again, I like doing this little thing where I can see who actually stayed to the end. So like all I'm gonna ask you to do, and for this one, is just type Kengan titties for the win. Like you'll see the little thing on the screen. So Kengan titties with a DDD for the win. All right, yeah, I like that. I like that. But again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Next week is the final episode of Trainers React, and it's gonna be sad to go, but I personally had a lot of fun with it, and it is a good thing that the series didn't go on like Dragon Ball Super, because I don't think I could do like a Trainers React every week, but it was fun for these 12 weeks, and I hope all of you enjoyed it. And remember, like I always say, keep calm, booyah on, don't forget, momentai. I have a lot of stuff planned, a lot of stuff is coming, so be sure to keep your eye on those links down below. But yeah, definitely thank you all so much. Peace.